Record. Oh, and y'all, if you have never made, just totally random, while it's on, well, it's crazy on my mind. If you've never made homemade marshmallows, you should. And I've been eating them every day with my coffee. Who knew? I mean, maybe y'all knew and I didn't know. They're so good, like pillows. Like, don't judge me for how big these are. What? Oh my gosh, so good, y'all. Ugh. Okay, now that business is taken care of, let's get started in a tall seat. If you have something you can sit up on, it might feel good to have a little boost to get the hips higher than the knees. As you find your spine nice and tall, we're just gonna bring our left hand to our low belly. And just feel the breath, feeling that movement with the left hand. And then the right hand to the heart. And see if you could just breathe into your hands. Keeping that nice tall spine, maybe it feels okay to close the eyes or just set the gaze to be nice and soft. As you feel the breath, maybe with that right hand, you feel your heartbeat, set your intention. Breathing into your intention. Just holding here with the breath. We're going to start with the exhale and really inviting that low belly in and up as you draw the breath out. So feeling that hand go in, and then the top hand lift with the inhale. And then as you exhale again, low belly pulls in even further. Top hand drops. Inhale, top hand lifts. Feel the rib cage expand. And then the exhale, low belly drives in, bottom hand comes in even further, top hand drops down. Keep that going. Hanging in there a little bit longer, checking in as you're finding that breath. Are the teeth clenching? Can you soften the shoulders? Relax the jaw. Feel yourself starting to lean forward a little bit, or the opposite. Maybe you're leaning back really far. See if you can find yourself again upright. Like you're sitting up against a wall. Last few moments here, really feeling the breath. The next exhale, let the hands drop to the lap. Bow the chin towards the chest. And take it from shoulder to shoulder, but keeping with the idea of the breath. You're still feeling the movement, that low belly driving in and up as your chin comes towards your chest. Ribs expanding as you breathe in, the chin rocks up to one of the shoulders. Keep that going nice and slow. It's maybe not as exciting as some other things that we may do. This is the work right here. Can you stay with the breath? Can you move with it? Setting the tone from here to keep that connection. Just stay soft. Keep going. A couple more rounds. Finishing this last set that you're on, bringing the chin back to center, chin parallel to the mat. And start to blink the eyes open if they're closed. Take it in your space. And then let's switch to cross the legs. If sitting cross legs just doesn't work, sit however feels most comfortable. Let's bring the hand to the knees, scooping the tail under. So tucking, bring the chin towards the chest, like a big gust of wind hits you right in the sternum and it's pushing you back right in the center of the chest. Hold here. Take small sips of the breath. Your throat is really quite closed and restricted. Taking small sips of breath, but feel the space. And it might feel like a warming, tingly sensation along your spine, even in your ribs. Take another breath. And then we're going to inhale to neutral. Come all the way upright, nice and tall. And then again, with the exhale, scoop the tail. Chin comes to the chest, big gust of wind right into your sternum. Holding here for a few breaths. And again, just sipping the air in like through a coffee straw. I don't know if they make those anymore, but you know what I mean. One more giant breath. Nice and long. And then the inhale brings you back into that nice neutral tall spine. Shoulders soften down. Let's take a pause here, nice and upright, feeling as tall as you have since we got started, as tall as you possibly can. And then we're going to flip the palms up and we're going to take it into a twist. Inhale, send the arms up, twisting over to your right hand side, up, 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 and over. Keep trying to get that lift. And then bring the hands down, trying to avoid cracking your back or, really cranking. Let the core do the work. Ribs really pulling in. If the neck feels okay, gaze over the back shoulder. Just here for a moment. Last two. The next inhale, send the arms back up, come through center, reach up, 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 and then over to the other side. Really big up and over. Again, chest is up. If the neck feels good, again, look over that back shoulder. Try to keep the jaw soft. Breathing into that right side of the neck too. Last moment here. And the inhale brings the arms back up, come through center. And then we're going to let the arms come out to a T, flip the palms up, and then bring the fingertips to the top of the shoulders. So noticing if you're leaning forward or if you really lean back and it's hard to even sit upright because you feel like you're going to just fly back, sitting up on something is going to really help. So if you need to do that, sit up on something, slide those shoulders down. We're going to come into a twist. So we're going to just move like this. And as we're moving like this, we're going to use the breath and it's going to be audible. So if you do weight training and you're doing like a really heavy load on a squat rack or something, you're going to push the breath out. So you're twisting, 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 and you're really pushing that breath out. And if you can catch some speed, go to whatever you feel is comfortable, but keep strong through the belly. You're not just cranking and it's going crazy. You're using the core to help the twist happen along with the breath. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming back through center. Relax the arms, shrug the shoulders out a couple times. I'm going to do it one more time. So sometimes doing that action of the breath, kind of pushing that breath out, almost like Kalabati. We've done that before, a long time ago, where you're here and you're really pulling in to push the breath out. Same concept, but you're staying strong through the core. You're pushing the breath out. The inhale happens naturally. You're not hyperventilating. You're just pushing the exhale. You're pushing that breath out so that the inhale just happens on its own. You don't even have to think about the inhale happening. All right, let's bring the arms back out, palms up, and then fingertips come to the shoulders. Let's give it a go. Twist, push the breath out. And then once you feel like you can get some speed, go for it. Navel to the spine. Some big action to the exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming back through to center. Relax the arms, shrug the shoulders out again. All right, let's come out of the shape and come into tabletop. That kind of breath will wake you up if you were feeling tired at all. You're up now. If you're not having marshmallows by the pound and fully sugar loaded, that breath will wake you up. Hips and knees stacked, top of the feet pressing down into the mat, shoulders and wrists stacked. We're going to start with that exhale, and we're going to tuck the tail under, full low belly, navel in, ribs in. Push through your hands and really tuck under. Bring the chin to the chest. And then inhale, neutral. And notice where you go to when you feel like, oh, I think I'm neutral. Just see where that is. And then again, exhale, scoop, 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 press, press, press. Inhale, neutral. Again, exhale, rounding. Press the mat away. Neutral with the inhale. 2 more times, just the same. Exhale, rounding, inhale, neutral. Once you find your way back into neutral, holding there. Let's take the big toes together, send the knees a little bit wider, and then drop the hips back. Find child's pose. Arms stretch out. If you're here and child's pose just doesn't feel good, propping something underneath your seat or behind your knees really can help make child's pose feel better. If if the flexion in the knees is just not there, if you've had surgery or anything going on, you could put something right underneath, and then it gives you a little bit of space between your hips and your heels, and also something that you can kind of push back on or rest into. Give yourself just a couple more breaths there. And take this into a side body stretch. Walking the hands over to the top right hand corner. Reach that left hand just a little bit further. Keep the left hand grounded. Kind of grab at the ground of your mat, and then let that left sit bone drop down. Breathe into your underarm along the side of the back. And then right hand, we're going to take it all the way back behind towards our foot. So the right shoulder is resting right on the thigh. Breathe into that left side. Inhale brings you back through to center. Right hand swings back around. Holding center, let your elbows get heavy. And just relax if you can. Soften everything. And then let's take it over to the other side. Reach the hands out. Walk them over to the top left. Right hand, if you can walk it out a little bit further, and then grab the ground. Really claw at the ground and let that right sit bone just soften down. Feeling that stretch in the armpit all the way along that right side body. Left hand's coming behind. Left shoulder resting on the thigh. Hand can come to the foot. Just holding your breathing space into the side body. Last moment. And gently bring it back through the center. From center, we're coming forward back into a soft tabletop. If you have blocks, grab your blocks. I have them about shoulders width apart. So we're going to come into a supported tricep stretch in a child's pose. If you don't have blocks, you can do this without. We're going to send the hips back. We're going to put our elbows up on the blocks. So you want them to be a good distance so you feel like you're supported and they're not going to slide off to the sides. Press your palms to prayer. Start to bend into the elbows. Let your head come in between your biceps. Bring the thumb towards the back of the head, right at the nape of the neck. And then start just kind of saw from side to side. Press into one elbow and then swing it over and press into the other elbow. Kind of floating from side to side. Getting into that armpit again. Underside of the shoulder blade. First the tricep. And hold center. Just breathe. Soften as much as you can. Release. Send the fingertips back out. Push the blocks out of the road. And then tabletop to downward facing. Tuck the toes. Send the hips up and back. Once you're up and back, pedal the legs. Get some space into the back of the knees. Push through the heels. Get that nice calf stretch. Another breath or two. Holding in your still down dog. And then look forward at your hands. Right in between your thumbs. Get up onto the tippy toes. And think about sending your sits bones to the ceiling as you tippy toe in. You're trying to point up with those sit bones. And tippy toes as much as you can until you can't anymore. And then hang heavy in your forward fold, soft through the knees, heavy through the head. Ragdoll arms or any arm variation that feels good. Breathing space at the back of the legs, shoulders, and the neck. A couple breaths here. Release any grip you have. Press down into your feet, curl it up. Shoulders making their way up to the ears. And rolling them back and down. Take it out. Right. Feet hips width apart, top of the mat. Spread the toes, lift them and spread them. And then articulate from the pinky toe to the big toe. And just do that again. Lift, spread, pinky toe to the big toe. And then press down into the toes. See if you can lift just the big toe. Whew. Might feel tough. And then try to do the opposite, which to me is so hard to do. Press into the big toe, try to lift the toes. Maybe you're opposite, I don't know. And as you're pressing into the big toe and you're trying to lift the other toes, if they are lifted, see if you can spread them too. Yikes, right? Whew. And then again, all toes up, spread them nice and wide, and then press them down into the ground. And like you're trying to grab something, press down into the feet and claw back. Lift, spread, press, claw back. Toes. Once again, lift, spread, claw back. And then lift, spread, press down. All right, check out your feet, pointing straight ahead. Pelvis is in its neutral position. Low belly's pulling in and up. Shoulders are back and down. Palms are facing forward, back of the head, up against the headrest. Reaching up through the crown. Just take a moment. Hold. Feel your mountain pose. With your inhale, send the arms all the way up, palms separate, like you're holding a block. Look up in between the palms. Pinky spiral in as you really lift up. Pull your ribcage back down. One more breath. And then forward fold all the way out and down. Head nice and heavy. With the inhale, halfway lift, hands to shins or thighs. Take a pause. Slide the shoulders back. Navel pulls in. And exhale, fold. Reverse swan dive. We're coming all the way back up again. Arms out, press into your feet, use your core. Palms press this time, and hands to heart. A giant breath here. Holding for the exhale. Again, inhale, sweep the arms all the way up, palms separate, like you're holding a block. Spiral those pinkies in, reaching up from the inner arm. And sometimes the butt wants to stick out and the rib cage wants to splay. Keep pelvis neutral, keep rib cage in. You're really, really long. Just one more breath. And then exhale, fold, reach the arms out and down. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to shins or thighs. Holding here, slide the shoulders back, invite the heart forward, rib cage stays in. Navel really pulls back. And exhale, fold it right back down. This time, let's plant the hands. Stepping back, find plank. Any version to plank. A nice spread of the hands, or you're up on your knuckles, or pads of fingers, however you want to be, but press the mat away, pull the ribs in, send that tailbone down, low belly hugging in, 3. Press back into the feet, squeeze the inner thighs, 2. Shift it forward, coming down to the knees. Little mini chaturanga. Bend into the elbow and push it up. See if you can keep the triceps turned back again. Little mini and push it back up. Ribs stay collected. Again, little mini and push it back. Little mini, push it back. One more. Push it back and then to the belly all the way down. Right here, you're going to need a little bit of space. So if you need to scooch down your mat to give yourself just a little bit of swimming room, go for that. And we're going to send the arms straight out in front. Like we're holding a block again. The palms are facing in towards each other. Forehead is going to point down. Thumbs are pointing up. Send your tailbone down, press into the tops of the feet. See if you can just lift the right arm straight up. Thumb up to the ceiling. Give it another breath. And let it come back. Left thumb up. Hold. Thumb up to the ceiling. And let it come back. One more time. Right side, inhale up. Hold. Keep pressing into the feet. Let it come back. Left thumb up. Hold. One more inhale. And let it come back. Palms coming right next to the rib cage. Palms facing down, just like a regular baby cobra. Shoulders back, elbows hug in. Peel the chest away from the mat. Back of the neck is going to stay long. Breathe. And bring it all the way back with the exhale. Press into the hands and the knees. Inhale, push straight up. Take it back, downward facing. Holding steady here. One more breath. Inhale, look forward. Get up onto those tippy toes. Tippy toe in till you can't anymore. Hanging heavy in your forward fold. Press into the feet. Curl the spine up. And all the way up to a stand, shoulders up, back, and down. Find your feet, top of the mat, hips width apart. Spread the toes. Find your nice, strong mountain pose body. So pressing into the feet, navel in, tail down. Collarbones broad. Ribs stay in. Back of head pressing up against that headrest. Give it another breath. Okay, we're going to add a twist here. Inhale, send the arms up. Twist open to your right. So right hand back, left hand forward. We're going to try to keep the hips facing forward. Slide the shoulders down and reach. Inhale, back up to center, like you're holding on imaginary block. Exhale to the left. Again here, trying to keep the hips forward facing. Slide the shoulders down, reach. Inhale, center, palms press, look up, reach up. Exhale, fold, coming all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Right foot is going to stay, left foot stepping back. If you want a blanket, we're going to come down onto the knee. You could cushion that back in the neck. Left knee plants. We're going to untuck the left toes. Right here, maybe you want to use blocks. You could frame the front foot with the blocks. Soften pelvis forward and down. We're leaning forward with the torso too. Slide the shoulders back. Back of neck stays long. Just holding. Breathe some space into the front of that left hip. We're going to stay right here, but we're just going to bend into the left knee. So pick up that left foot off the ground, bring the heel in towards the seat. Any amount. We're going to try to avoid pulling the hips back and stay in the lunge and just bend the knee to wherever it goes. If your hamstrings are tight, it's not going to go too far, and that's okay. Give it one last, like, I got you, I got you, I got you, and then let it go back down. From here, press into the feet, bring the hands up onto the thigh. Finding your balance here. You can tuck the back toes, that might help. Give some more balance. And then come out of the lunge a little bit. Send your tailbone down. Drag that right hip crease back. And then recharge into the shin. Trying to avoid collapsing in the low back and just keep that lift. Kind of like gust of wind action. Okay, balance is feeling okay. Then we're going to send the hands up. Pinky spiral in. Reaching from that inner arm. You can always stay with the hands to the knee. Give it another breath. Right, if balance is feeling good, we're going to go for the twist in the open air. If the balance is feeling a little bit off, you're going to take your left hand to the right knee. If you're able, right hand back, left hand forward. Again, you can be here too. Gust of wind right here, right by the sternum. Hold. Two. Let the exhale, cartwheel the hands to the mat. Step it all the way back. Find your plank to downward facing dog. Find your dog. Big breath into it. Last breath here. Look forward at your hands. Walk your feet all the way to meet the hands. Hanging in your forward fold again. Soft through the knees, happy through the head. Ragdoll arms if you can. Pinkies to the creases of the elbows. Give it a big slow dance. Sway, rock. Get some movement. Feeling your feet, having to do some work to keep you in balance. And release the grip. Left foot's going to stay. Right foot's going to step back, coming back into lunge, just on the second side. Feeling free to use your blanket to cushion. Again, if you want to use your blocks, having your blocks. Bring that foot. Back toes untuck, pressing down into the top of the foot. Just holding here, softening pelvis forward and down. And trying to lean, so you're in the diagonal position with your torso. It's all front of hip. Right to that right side. Another couple breaths. We're going to start to bend into the right knee. We're going to stay right here, just bend into the right knee. Bring that heel in towards seat. Again, we're trying to avoid pulling the hips back and to stay in the lunge, just inviting that heel in. Give it another couple breaths. That last boost. Hug, 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 heel towards seat. And release the foot all the way down. We can tuck it to give some balance help. Bring the hands up onto the thigh. Come out of the lunge a little bit. Drag that left hip crease back. Gust of wind. Tail drops even further down. Keep that kind of gust of wind action. And then slide back into the front knee. Lift the chest, drop the shoulders. The balance is feeling pretty good. I'm gonna lift the arms. Pinky spiral in. Awesome, y'all. I'm gonna stay right here. Give it another breath. And then we're gonna come into that same twist. So if you wanna take your right hand to the outer thigh and then left hand back, go for that. Or both hands, stretching over. And if you're tight in the shoulders and chest like I am, especially on the left side, that hand isn't going all the way back, because if I take it all the way back, then I'm going to end up collapsing in the hips. So keeping that lift, that gust of wind action, that lift in the chest, and finding the twist from there, if that makes sense. Awesome. Last two. Rest into the feet. Keep lifting through the crown. One more breath in. And then cartwheel it to the mat. Exhale. Ditch the blocks out of the road, stepping it all the way back, find plank. Holding in your plank 3. Ribs in, legs strong 2. Do it one more breath. And take it back, down dog. Breathe in your dog here. Inhale, look forward. Bottom of the exhale, step walker, big hop to the top. Hanging in your forward fold. Take the head out. Shoulders. And then press into the feet. Curl it up. Shoulders up, back and down. And then grab a block. If you have just one, good enough. If you don't have a block, you could use a pillow, like a dense pillow, or if you have a blanket, you could roll your blanket up to give yourself some thickness. We're going to take the block in this way, right in between the legs. Right in between. Right. So having the block there, we're going to give it a good squeeze. Toes pointing straight ahead, pinky edges parallel to the mat. Finding that nice tall spine, shoulders back, palms facing forward. Mountain pose, but with the block. Give that block a good squeeze. Breathe here. We're going to come into our chair pose. Inhale, arms up, palms separate, like you're holding another block. And then start to sit back. Keep the squeeze of the block. Keep the squeeze of the block. As we bend the knees and we kind of sit the hips back, it doesn't have to be too far. Just wherever you want it to be. Check in. Rib cage collects. Low belly collects. Spine is staying neutral. We're not sticking the butt out. We're not tucking the tail under. We're right in the center. Holding, holding, holding. Awesome. Push those shin bones back. Yes. One more breath. And press to lift all the way back up to a stand. And let the arms come down. And keep squeezing that block. And we're going to take it into a twist. So just like we did when we were standing, we're going to do that right here, but continuing to squeeze the block. Inhale, arms up like you're holding an imaginary block. Open up to your right, right hand back, left hand forward. Good. Hips are staying square. We're reaching, trying to drop that right shoulder best we can. If the arms really far out to the side, that's okay too. Tight shoulders, tight chest is good as You know, your arm's not going to go all the way back there without moving the hips. Holding here, we're going to sit back, right? You start to bend into the knees. Take your time, a little bit of a bend. Low belly pulls in. Try not to, I know I'm an anterior tilter because my butt just wants to go out. So if you're the same, we got to pull that low belly in, send the tail down just a little bit. If you're the opposite, you're tucking under and you're pushing your knees forward, find that neutral and send the shin bones back. Holding here, last two. Get one more breath. Inhale all the way up to a stand, back to center, palms facing in. Twisting open to the left, staying standing just for a moment. Slide the shoulders down, reach out through the fingers. Another breath. Soften as much as you can through the neck, through the shoulders, and then we're going to start to send the hips back. Navel stays in. Nice and slow. Knees are still pointing straight ahead. Hold. Check in. Are you tucking? Are you sticking the butt out? Are you overarching? Find that neutral. You guys just feeling around. What's going on today? The shoulders, the other shoulders are working. They're fine, or at least mine are. Hold. Last two. Keep squeezing that block. One more giant breath in. Hold with the exhale. And then come all the way up to standing. Both arms reach up, palms facing in. And release the arms. The shoulders. Keep the block there. We're going to sit back again, but we're going to do some balance. So if you want to be by a wall or a chair or a table or something to give yourself a little bit of balance help, go for that. Right? Feet are same. Still squeezing that block. Still lifting that low belly in. Lengthening from the sides, shoulders back, palms facing forward, mountain pose. Breathe here. Just pause. Feel the breath. We're going to take our hands to prayer right at the center of the heart. We're going to start to send the hips back, leaning our torso forward so that we have that nice, like lightning bolt shape. Lips in, navel in. All right, we're going to shift the weight to the left. Shift the weight to the left. Wiggle your right foot back. Keep squeezing that block. And get up onto the tippy toes of that, even not even the toes, the big toe. Wiggle that foot so far back that you're on the big toe. And see just for a second, if you can, float the right foot, heel to seat. Just whoa, the balance. And again, you can be here holding on to something. Feel that left seat fire. And bring that right foot back down if it's still floating. Look at your feet, get them back into line with each other. Same goes the other side. Shift the weight to the right. Wiggle that left foot back. Get onto the big toe. The tippy toe of that big toe. The weight's in the right. See if you can float the left foot off the ground. Even just for a second. But keep squeezing that block. Knees are staying in the same lane. Hips are staying forward facing. 3, 2. And bring that left foot back down. Check out your feet, get them back in the same lane. Same goes, shift it to the left. Wiggle right foot back, heel to seat. Squeeze the block. Knees, hips, Still trying to face forward. You're not turning the hips. Maybe you sit back a little further. And bring that right foot back down. Check out your feet, line them up. Shift it over to the right. Wiggle that left foot back. Find the balance. Maybe the heel to the seat. Maybe you sit back a little. Maybe you squeeze a little bit more. Midline, the more you squeeze midline, it will help your balance. 3, navel in. 2, bring that left foot back down. Square the feet again. Push to stand all the way up. Let the arms relax. Shake them out. Grab the block. Ditch it to the side. And then shake everything out. Right, so thinking that same idea of hugging in, float, float. I'm going to try that without the block. But this time feet are going to be together. So if you get here and you're like, ooh, ouch, grab the block again and just do it again with the block. If big toes can be together, pinky edges are parallel, there's a little space in between the heel. We're squeezing the inner thighs as much as you can. Hands to prayer, sit back. Like there's a metal rod going in from one knee to the other, holding them together in nice and solid here. All right, we're going to take that same thing. Shift the weight to your left. Wiggle that right foot back. Heel to the seat. Knees are staying together, locked, steel plate. Hugging them together. 3, 2, maybe you send more weight back into the heel. Bring that left or right foot back down. We're going to take it over to the left. Align your feet again. Shift the weight. Left foot wiggles back. Heel to seat. Imagine that you're like a flamingo, holding on one leg. Let that right seat fire. Last moment here. And toes come back to the ground. Line them up. Push and lift all the way up to a stand. Shake it out. All right, we're going to do that in a flow. We're going to do that with a vinyasa and in a twist. All right, so keeping that in your mind. And if you did use your block, having your block close by so you can grab it once it gets to that place. Right. Finding your feet, hips width apart, toes pointing straight ahead, spread up nice and wide. Mountain pose. Pause here. Reconnect with the breath. With the inhale, send the arms all the way up, palms facing in like you're holding a block. Twist to your right, right hand back, left hand forward. Inhale, center, like you're holding the block. To the left hand back, right hand forward. Inhale, center, palms press, look up, reach up, fold out and down. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana, shoulders back, heart forward. Exhale, fold. Plant the hands, stepping back, find your plank. Holding steady in plank. 3, 2, shift it forward, coming down to the knees. Little mini chaturangas, a little bend and push it up. A little bend and push it up. 3, 2, give it one more. And then to the belly, all the way down. Stretch your legs long, press to your feet. Tail down, shoulders back, elbows in. Big cobra, peel it up. Exhale, coming back. Press it straight up from the knees or from the toes. Plank to dog. Last breath here. Ground through left foot, inhale, right leg up, three-legged dog. Press the mat away. Reach back from the arch, reach up with the heel. One more breath. Step it all the way to the top, foot in between the head. Coming into crescent lunge, we're balancing on the ball mound of back foot. Find your balance. You can walk up your hand or walk up your legs with your hands coming all the way up. Hips are facing forward. Arms up. Take a big, huge breath here. Feeling where your hips are in space. Noticing if your ribs are pushing forward. Trying to keep that pelvis neutral, rib cage in. And we're coming in for a twist. Right hand back, left hand forward. Again, you can be here. That feels just better for balance. Last two, squeeze those inner thighs together towards center line, towards that imaginary center line. Inhale, back to center, palms up, or palms facing in, fingers up. Big breath in. Exhale, hands to prayer center of heart. Bring the weight into the right foot, and we're going to step the left foot right next to the right. All the way forward. Big toes together, little space in between the heel. If you were using blocks, then blocks coming back to center. You're sitting back into that chair, squeezing, zipping up those inner thighs. Left foot stays, right foot wiggles back, heel to seat. Big breath. One more inhale. And exhale, right foot comes back down. Line up your feet again. Ground through right foot. Left foot wiggles back. Heel to seat. Holding. Give it one more breath. Left foot down. Line up your feet. Big breath in. Then exhale, forward fold all the way down. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, fold. Glance the hands. Step it back, high plank to dog. All the way back. Huge breath. Ground through the right foot. Inhale, left leg up and back, three-legged dog. Hold here, press the mat away. Reach back with that arch. Reach up with the heel. And step it all the way through, foot in between the hand. Coming into crescent lunge. We're balancing on the ball mount of back foot. I love a good walk up the thigh. So just to give yourself some balance, you can do that. Hips level, facing forward. Arms are up, pinkies are spiraling in. Good. Give it another giant breath. We're going to come in for that twist. Left hand back, right hand forward. Trying to keep your spine upright. Awesome. Man, y'all look good. Soften the shoulders. Hanging in there for another couple breaths. Almost there. Keep hugging center. So thinking that imaginary center line, we're squeezing in towards center. All right, with the inhale, coming back to center, arms up. Finding center, holding that balance center, kind of recalibrating. And with your next exhale, hands to prayer. Bringing the weight into the left foot. Shifting a little bit forward, right foot steps next to the left. Right, and if you were using blocks, you're going to grab your block, put it in between the thighs. And we're sitting into that chair pose. Navel to spine, like a iron rod from one knee to the other, hugging through center. Left foot stays, right foot wiggles back, heel to seat. Shift a little bit more weight into the heel if you can. Ooh, that fires the glutes way more. Holding. Right foot comes down. Check out your feet, line them up. Right foot stays, left foot wiggles back. Heel to the seat. Awesome. Make your glute work for you. So shift more weight into the right heel. Hug center, hug center. Knees should be like so tight together. Last two. Left foot comes back down. Check it out. Check out your feet. Press into your feet. And exhale, fold. All the way down. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. And exhale, fold. All right, if you feel like getting wild and crazy, guys, we're going to come into a squat and then roll onto our back. If you're like, that doesn't sound like a good idea, come onto your back. But if you're up for it, shift the weight forward into the toes, hips to heels. Take a pause. Bring the hands to prayer. Lift the spine. And then roll it on back. Maybe a couple of rocks feels just good. And then come into whatever comfortable position. Just rest for a moment. However, whatever that shape looks like, just chill. Another couple breaths, just laying low. Right, bringing the knees in towards the chest. Give yourself a big squeeze. And then find a happy baby. So soles up. Bring your knees as wide as you can get them, wider than your ribs. Grab a hold of your feet, ankle, knees, whatever, back of the knees, whatever you can get a hold of, and drive your thigh bones down toward the outside of the ribs. And then a little rock from side to side if your mat's thick enough and that doesn't aggravate spine. Bring the big toes together, knees together, give it a hug. And then plant your left foot, figure four, right ankle just below the left knee. The right knee's dropped out. Let's see how you feel. If this feels like enough, stay. If you feel like you want to go for a little bit more, start to interlace the hands behind that left thigh, or you could put a block underneath the left foot, kind of in between the two. And as you're here, especially if you have the grip behind your left thigh, play with the idea of right knee coming in towards the torso and then drive it away from the torso. Bring it in a little bit and drive it away. And maybe adding a little rock from side to side feels good too. Just play a little bit in the shape. And another breath. And then let's swap sides. Bringing it back. Right foot plants, left foot comes over. Flexing that left foot, letting that left knee drop out. Staying or going for that interlace. Again, play it there. Left thigh comes in a little bit to torso and then away from torso. Your little rock. Oh, I like that. Yeah, even pushing a little bit with the hand on the thigh feels good. Give it another breath or two. And then release. We're going to bring the knees into the chest, either rock up or roll off to your side and come all the way up. And grab a block. If you don't have a block, you could use any sort of object. We're going to do our leg lifts. Oops, sorry, there's a shaky screen. We're going to be here with the block. The legs are going to be separate. You can start with the low or the medium. I mean, if you're feeling extra, you could start high. I don't know. Go for, I'm not starting high, but having the feet not super wide, but having the block in between. We're going to try and see if we can hold ourselves upright. This alone may be a tall order. If this is happening, bend the knees and pull your pelvis forward. You can sit up on something. It may make it a little bit harder, but which you would think is the opposite. But we're going to lift, drop over, pick it up, and bring it back. Lift, drop over, and bring it back. I know it doesn't seem like much, but man, this is good for our mobility. Because we want to be 97 doing our yoga practice, just living life, right? Just up and over. You can use your hands, bracing yourself. If this is feeling like, oh, I got this, check in, lift the chest. Last 3. Last 2 sets. Last set. And then once you get to that last set, push out through the heels, toes towards the face. Knees can be super bent, but we're hinging forward and come into the forward fold. For some of y'all, that can go real far. Let your head rest on the block. Just let it feel really good, like a release. One more moment here, just heavy. And then we'll come all the way back up. Bring the feet together. Coming into Baddha Konasana, so soles together, knees to drop out. You can grab onto your feet. Start with a little knee flap. We're just going to do 2 rounds of a pin and stretch. Or holding on to the feet or the ankles, really. You could do either one. Hold the heart up. Use your hands to kind of help lift you nice and tall. Perfect. And then hinge forward. Wherever your elbows land, if they're on the calves, then hold them there. If they're on the thighs, then hold them there. We're holding our legs into place. And then we're going to try to lift our knees up, but our elbows are there holding them in place. So trying to lift the kneecaps up. Hold that action of trying to lift. Trying to lift, trying to lift, trying to lift. 3, 2. And then think kneecaps out and down. Release, and then flap the wings. So you're thinking kneecaps out and down when we get into that release, and then mobile and butterfly wings. Right, let's try it again. Hinging forward. Wherever the elbows land, hold them down, and then try to lift the knees. Try. Keep going. Fight for it for a little bit. Keep pulling the heart out. Holding, holding, holding. Keep trying to lift those knees. We're going to release here in a moment, but think out and down with the knees and then butterfly wings. 3, 2, 1, out and down. Butterfly wings. Awesome. All right. Help the knees in. Shake the legs out. Little massage. Maybe take some thumbs into the hip crease. Oh, might feel good. And then we're going to come down to rest. Hallelujah. If you have sweatshirt, socks, whatever the stuff, any special props, aromatherapy, eye mask, all the things, finding your way onto your back once you get yourself ready. Once you set up for how you want to be in Shavasana shape, scan the body, soften anywhere that needs to be relaxed that you're still trying to grip onto. Make any shifts or adjustments, and then rest. Shavasana. Deep breath in. And a slow breath out. Some small movement in the fingers and the toes, the ankles and the wrists. Rocking your head from ear to ear. Bring the knees in towards the chest. Give yourself a big hug. If you can get your knees to your forehead, really curl in, really tight, 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 tight. And then stretch all the way up, full body. All the way, all the way, all the way. And bring the knees in, roll onto your side, and pick yourself all the way up to a nice, comfortable seat. Bring the hands to prayer right at the center of the heart. Bowing the head to the heart in gratitude. Let's breathe together, exhaling everything out. Deep breath in through the nose. Open the mouth, exhale. This time with a sigh in through the nose. Thumbs to third eye. And exhaling to bow forward to seal our practice. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. Happy Sunday. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Y'all, we're going to be apart for 2 weeks. 2 weeks. What am I going to do without you guys? If you're in San Jose, come and visit me. Yeah, so next week is Christmas holiday, and then the week after that is New Year's Day. So I will be here, but we will not have class. So please, if you have the membership thing where you can watch, the pre-recorded or whatever, do something. I'm not joking, y'all. I'm full on the sugar right now. Full on. So there's just no stopping me until who knows when. But I'm just enjoying it. It's bringing me joy. So I'm just gonna go with it until I don't want to anymore. But I'll miss you guys, and I hope you guys have an awesome holiday. I know Hanukkah starts on Monday, so if you're celebrating Hanukkah, happy Hanukkah. And if you have any good sugar recipes of just sugar stuff, send them my way, because this will be my opportunity. Email me, call me, text me, whatever you got, send it my way. But enjoy your time, and hopefully, you're seeing your neighbors and your cousins or something, family. If not, if you don't have anybody, let me know. You can come out here and you can celebrate with my crazy family.
What are you drinking?
It's just coffee. It's just coffee with homemade. Oh, you weren't here. I made homemade marshmallows. The easiest thing in the whole world to make, the most delicious thing to eat.
How fun.
I've just been like dipping them in stuff, whatever I can get, I make excuses. I'm like, I'm having coffee. It's, 6:30 in the morning. Why not?
I just finished my organic marshmallows. I did not make it. I bought it, but I just finished them last night for dessert because I had a craving for them. I haven't had them in so long.
Me neither. I was watching some holiday, this one guy on YouTube has like a holiday cooking thing, and he's like, if you've never made them, they're easy. You should make them. And I'm like, okay. I mean, and you can do whatever. You could use honey, you could use maple syrup. If you want to use corn syrup, you could use corn syrup. I mean, it's sugar and
it's
corn syrup, honey, and maple syrup, and you just put it on the stove. Gelatin, the little packet, put that in the, I mean, it was like, took me a whole bit of 15 minutes. I mean, but you have to wait. You have to wait. You can't eat them right away. I mean, I did kind of scrape the bowl and stick it in my mouth, but to
course.
actually have the formed square, you have to wait, and it's a sticky mess, but it was fun. Oh, Christmas. Oh,
That you're done.
that's funny, Sarah. Oh my
We
God.
made it. We
Thank
made it
you.
with the kids at school because I work in a autistic support classroom. It's super easy to make. I thought nasty. It's so good. It's like saltine crackers,
So good.
brown. Have you made it? It's so good.
I have it saved on my Pinterest.
Yeah, it's actually.
Pinterest is like a whole
I
nother
know it
ballgame for
is. But
recipes.
my friends started making Christmas crack. I'm like, what? But it is good.
I haven't made. Well, maybe that's what's next.
Yeah, and
I
it's
do have
sugar,
saltine crackers actually.
saltine crackers, brown sugar, butter, and then chocolate on top. So good.
Your
Sounds
marshmallows
good to
were a
me.
gateway drug.
They are. They are.
That's
they,
it.
They for real are. Well, there was something else before this, John. Let me keep it real. My husband went and there's a place in Palo Alto that makes cupcakes, and they call it the Christmas cookie cupcake, where it's a Christmas cookie, like a sugar cookie on the bottom, then the cake, and then the icing, and then they put a little tiny sugar cookie on top.
Oh,
I shared it with Wilhelmina, but that was the start.
oh,
I had
that's
that like a couple weeks ago, and I was like, it lingers. Sugar is a drug. You have a little bit and you're on it. But anywho, enjoy the day. I'll miss you guys so much.
Thank you.
Know
Thank
that
you.
I'm thinking about you while we're apart. Have a great holiday, and I'll see you. Oh,
See you.
thank you. Oh, thanks, Dee. Thanks, Dee. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, bye, y'all. Bye, Ruthie. I'll miss
Bye-bye.
you.
Bye-bye. I'll miss you too.
Adios. Ciao, ciao. Have a good week.